Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing. Today I'm coming to you with another episode of themed ephemera for the Winter Wonderland Journal. This is the kit from My Porch Prints called Winter Wonderland. So I've got some supplies here. We're going to make some clusters. And I like to do my clusters in a strip. And so that's the way I'm going to do it today. I've got some needle and thread, some white thread to do some stitching if I need to. Just going to set that aside. I've got some three-dimensional kind of elements I'm hoping to use. So I've got 7 of them because I think I'm going to have 7 different clusters. I've got various pieces of lace and fabric here, and I just kind of separate them out like this so that it's going to be off camera. Well, I guess I can put it right there for you. And then I've got bits and pieces of scrapbook paper, music pages, book pages, things like that. This is way more than I'll use, but I like to have a bunch ready. And then we've got some prints, some focal points from the kit. So I printed the kit 2 to a page, which shrunk it down to this size. The normal size of this piece is about like so, I believe. So it's 50% smaller. So I've got a few of those to choose from. Set those there. I've got a piece of the white fabric that we used on the cover as well as the gray fabric. So we're going to use that. I love this. Now, when you look at it close, you can't see these brown tones in it until I look at it in the light and I can see it. It's really cool. So I'm going to set that aside just for a quick second because I've got a piece of parchment paper that I'm going to lay out here. I'm hoping it's going to be long enough because I don't want to get glue all over my table because I'm not going to back this. Usually I'll put something heavy duty on the back, but I'm not going to do that this time. So I'm just trying to arrange this so that you guys can still see as much as possible. I've got my glue all over here, and so I'm hoping that this is going to be good enough. It will be fine because I'll be shifting it from side to side. So again, I'm starting with a piece of the white fabric from the kit, oh my goodness, from the fabric that I used for the journal. And then I've got a piece of the gray, and I've cut it slightly, or I guess it's a little bit longer than the white, but that's okay. So I'm going to start by gluing these two things together, and I'm debating on sewing. So I really feel like I want to sew. Let me just get my machine ready. This is kind of an afterthought here, but I've got some things in the way because I've got another video planned right on the heels of this one. So I've got to move all those supplies out of my way. I should have been more prepared, guys. And I'm just going to pull my sewing machine over so I'm all ready to go. It's pretty nifty because I can just pull it forward and then I just have the plugs, like right under me. And so I can just go ahead and plug it in and it's ready to go. So that if and when we want to do that, it already has white thread in it because that's what I've been working on. So let's start with gluing. So I think with that in mind, I am going to go ahead and just use a glue stick. So I'm going to reach here in my little caddy here under my shelf. I just got this Scotch Create glue, and I'm going to give it a try. Some people just rave about it. I'm not really sure, but I'm just going to go ahead and actually I'm going to put it on the back of this so that I can kind of see where I'm at. And hopefully I'm going to be happy with this. I do not like glue sticks. I don't feel like they work, and they frustrate me, so I'm hoping that this is going to be better. It doesn't feel very wet, which is concerning to me, but I've heard people just really enjoy it, so we're going to give it a try. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn it back over. It feels sticky, so as I touch it with my hands, I apologize if any of this is off screen, but I do have to just get this in place here, and then I can show you more. So I'm going to just set that aside for a second because what I did realize, if you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and take some time to ink a bunch of these bits. So I will either cut it out or speed it up. I meant to do that before I turned the camera on, so I'm going to do that really quick. I'll be right back with you. Okay, we're coming to the end of the inking. So I did want to tell you a little bit about what I selected here and why I select it. So usually when I do clusters, I try to do a little bit, I do some neutral papers, and then with a pop of color, a little bit of vellum if I've got some, and then my lace and or fabric and such things. So I probably am not going to, in fact, I know I'm not going to use all this, but what I do is if I've already got it inked up, I put it in its special container so that when I go to do clusters again, I've got stuff that's already inked up. So that's why I'm just going to continue to do this until I am done. So these are just all papers from my scrap bin. They're from digitals. They're from some of my artwork is in my, I make a copy and then I use it. So some of it's from kits, like I can tell this one is from My Porch Prints. But I love the tones. And then the little bits, as I mentioned, they were actually printed from the kit. They're not scraps because I wanted to have them be small so that they looked proportionate in the project. So I'm just going to wipe my hands off really quick. I got ink all over. And I'm loving this. I mentioned it in another video. I love this domed sponge. It's really, really nice. It's not tearing up and stuff like my other one. Okay, so let's go ahead and oh, I know what I was going to do that I completely forgot. I got so absorbed in the inking. I'm going to go ahead and stitch this really quick, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, so I think our stitching is done. I'm going to go ahead and hold it up so you can see. So I just did some straight stitching, some zigzag. I went, just really messily over the lines. I apologize that's not focusing. It doesn't like the white. So, yeah, it's just kind of random, kind of a fast stitching type of thing. So there we go. So we're going to go ahead and start making our clusters. So I usually like to start with a piece of the brownish paper, like this tone. So I'm just going to go ahead and lay one of these down for each section. So I think I'll just go ahead and glue these just straight up. So I'll just get my Fabri-Tac out here. I'm just going to zip through this, and I might speed this part up because making clusters is kind of time consuming, so I don't want to keep you forever and a day. So again, just trying to kind of layer this stuff up a little bit. Oh, I'm forgetting I need to kind of move down the row, guys. This is kind of how I normally do it. Where was my sideways page? I think it was this one. So, oops, I didn't put any glue under that, because I have to kind of see sequentially, moving down the line, what I need still. So this is how I usually work, is just kind of put everything down and then go back over it. I don't know if that makes any sense. I think clusters are just a very unique process for people. So whatever works for you is what's important. So this one's looking pretty similar, but I want to get a bunch done, so I can't fuss quite as much as I normally would. I love that. And then that's secure. So now we've got we've got 2 pieces of vellum, so we're going to go ahead and continue with the vellum idea here. So I'm going to tear this one down a little bit. Oh, I love it. I don't know if you guys can see that very well from the distance, but it's really beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and get some of this tissue paper, and it's very, very fragile. I'm going to try to ink it. I don't think I'm going to be able to, though, so let's just go with it. It's not really showing through, is it? I thought it would be more transparent, but it's not transparent at all. I'm not sure that I like that. Let me think about that a second. Is that all the vellum I have? Goodness gracious. There's this other piece here I can rob from my other project. I'm going to be doing some mixed media. Oh goodness, wrong thing. Some mixed media index card, an index card and a belly band with mixed media. So I'm going to be using some snow paste and some stencils and create some texture. It's going to be really cool. I'm going to put that right there. I think I need one more piece of vellum. I don't see any more here. So let me just rob the other place here. I've got another piece of that Georgia Blues paper here. Kind of go off the edge on this one here, because when these get cut apart, they'll get cut apart here, so I can get away with kind of overlapping, going over the boundary of the paper. That's the base here. So that is the second bit. So I've got some other things that I would like to put on here. I've got some, I have this, but I'm not exactly sure if I want to use it, especially not this piece because it got really brown, but it's this embossed scrapbook paper. I don't know if you can see that, but I don't know. I feel like it's just too bold. Maybe it's too big. Let's try to trim it down a little bit and see if it feels any better. I don't know. I'm not really feeling it. I wonder what it would look like to put underneath. Actually, it's kind of nice. It's kind of thick. So Each of these is going to kind of have a focal point here. So I think I am going to use it. So let's go ahead and use the Fabri-Tac here. Why not? Whoops. It was in my stash. So that's what clusters is all about, is using what is in your stash. So I'm just going to go like that and see. I feel like it needs something else under here. Hang on. I'm going to slide a little piece of this music page in here. I feel like that side is a little bit boring. So I'm just going to stick that in there, sneak it in like so. And then we're going to go ahead and put this on here, and it can kind of go off to the side. So I think that's a really nice cluster, so I'm happy with that. And I've got some buttons and some other bits that we can... Oh, and I forgot, I haven't been putting any lace on any of these. Oh, for goodness sakes. One track mind, it seems. Okay, so I've got this blue lace, which you guys have seen me use. I'm going to grab my sewing scissors here that I keep far away from my right side because that's my grab side. And I'm just going to put a little bit of this under there, I think, before we put that other piece on. So that was silly. Just put a piece of that lace there. Yes, right there. And often, guys, if you're not sure, just start putting stuff down. I don't know about you, but I always know when it's the right thing and when it's not. And if it's not, I change my mind and I move it. So, so you can do that. You kind of have to just experiment with what feels, you know, like you look at it and you're like, oh, something's just not quite right. And then you know that you've got to do the next thing. So going to put a little bit of glue for this lace. This is one of my favorite laces because it's got a really open weave. And oh, I love that. I think I need a little bit of the blue though. What do I do with that other scrap? This scrap right here. It's a great way to use your scraps, guys. This is somewhat transparent. It's just not as transparent as the, let me move this closer, guys. I realize you guys can't really see too well. So that's, it's not as transparent as the tissue paper I was working with, but, I mean the vellum, but it's still quite pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and put some of this down here too. I know I'm jumping around even though I said I wasn't gonna. Inspiration. There we go. So what else do we need here? We definitely need some lace. So oh, I've got a different kind of lace here that I didn't actually use in the journal yet, but I like it. So I found it in my drawer. I'd forgotten about it. So I think we'll use some of that. And maybe we'll go here or this way. Yep. So, you know, as with anything that has to do with layering, you do lose some of the things that you put down previously, but that's just, it's kind of the fun of it, in my opinion. Not all people like that. Again, a lot of it's going to be lost in the background, but it's okay. It's going to kind of go there. I like it's grungy. Grungy. Actually, I have another piece of this. I feel like I want that. Do I want it on top? Maybe not. Okay, so we have another image here. I'm just trying to find one that's more suited for that size. I'm going to tear this one down into half its size so that I can use it here. Not a big deal. That will just go into my scrap bin. I feel like I need something else down here. So I'm going to grab a bit of, sorry for my arms being in the way, a bit of this fabric. I'm just going to tear a scrap of it again. And I'm just not going to think about it too much, guys. It's kind of messy and free. I'm not thinking too much about it. It's really quite a gift to let go of all of those things that we worry about. Does this look okay? Is it too much? Is it not enough? Okay. I mean, we need to think about it, but we need to not like obsess about it. That's going to get completely covered over. But again, that's just sometimes what happens with this. I hope you guys will give clusters a try if you've never done it. It's really cool. When you're not doing it for the camera, for a video, it's even more relaxing. But this isn't going too bad. I love that just like it is. Doesn't need anything else. Yum, yum. And we are almost done. I'm going to go ahead and just work through the rest of these, and I'll probably speed the video up and just let you see. So let me move this a little bit closer just so you can see, hopefully, as I move a little bit quicker. Okay, so we have one more here. I did notice I have another piece of vellum I think I want to use on this one since it's here. These aren't exactly what I had in mind. They're different than, I mean, they're a little bit different than what I would normally do. Because I guess usually I'm creating vellum, I'm creating clusters just using scraps, not using a theme or a particular kit. In this case, this is the kit that I'm focusing on. So I am loving this music page, but I think it might be too much. I'm sticking to everything. Oh, goodness gracious. Maybe we want a piece of this. Maybe just a sliver of it. Let's try it. Let's see what we think. Like right there, because this is our last little thing. I like that, and I think with a little bit of lace or ribbon or something will be good. So I'll go ahead and put that down there. I wonder if I want a piece of this or a piece of the fabric, maybe the piece of the gray fabric. Yeah, I think so. The other thing that's beautiful about clusters is there's no right or wrong. And my rule is if you're having a good time, then it's a good process. So there's nothing wrong with just doing what you want to do. I love that. Yes, I love that. But you know me and my lace, so I don't feel like it's enough. Let me grab another piece of this. I just feel like I want to bring some more white in there because I grunged that white up that's on that piece of scrapbook paper, so it's kind of dulled out. So by doing that, I kind of help bring some attention to it again. So sorry, I'm way down low on my table. My hands are all sticky. There we go. So let's see. Okay. So now I've got these bits, and I just need to determine what I want to do with them, if I want to use them or not. So I love this little dealio here, so we're going to use it on one of these. It's just I think it was just in some recycled jewelry that a friend gave me for mixed media. So I'm just going to put that right there. And I've got a key that I thought would be fun. So where could we use the key? And I've got a flourish here too. I think is lovely, but I'm not sure. It's a little bit bulky, so I'm not really sure I want to use that. I don't have a lot of other choices out here, and I don't want to go fishing again, so we're going to just use what we have. Hold on, I have my bowl right here. Maybe I've got another couple of little things I could get out here. I've got this too, that would be kind of pretty. It's a little bit bulky though, which you kind of want to be careful with when doing this. Oh, that's beautiful. Ooh, that one looks good right there, because it's got that bird has some pink in it. Ooh, yes. I'm hoping that this is going to hold. I need to clip this off though. It's got a little bit of a back on it. Let me grab my cutters. I'm all over the place, aren't I? Just going to try to trim that off there. Cut it off. Hopefully not break this off and go into my eye or something. Wow, that's really tough. Doesn't want to come off at all. Goodness. Whoa! Where did it go? It went flying, you guys. I have no idea where it went. Oh, Lordy. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. I got the back off of it, though. Kind of epic. So we're just going to put this right here. I'm going to put the glue directly on the paper there. Oh, I love that because of that the pink in the bird. I'll show you a close-up here in a second. I did have some buttons too that I was thinking about sewing on, but I'm kind of liking this, just putting these on. But I do have this really cool button. I think I want to try to sew that on. I don't know if I can get it through all of those layers. I'm going to sure try though. So let me just get a knot in the back of this, or on the end of this rather, and I'll fast forward through this, guys, but I'll leave it in so you can see. So the other thing that I have, it looks like I only have one. Oh, I have this one too. So I have this little heart, and then, oh, I realize that one's going sideways. Bummer. And then I have this little, it's like a little sticker thing that's made out of chipboard. I thought it would be fun on here somewhere, so I think I'll put it right there. Okay, guys, I think we are done. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a close-up of each of these clusters. See what you think. So we have this one at the far end. I love it. And then we have the one with the little bird. I didn't get a little embellishment on there, but I wonder if we should put this little flourish on there. I'll take the adhesive off the back of that. I think I do want to put that on there. I don't want that to be the only one that doesn't have a frou-frou on it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that really quick. I'm just going to give it a press. Paper towel. There we go. Okay, so let's try again. So we've got that one, and now we've got that one. It's a little bit crooked. There we go. And then that one. I think I may need to put a little bit, I'll put a little bit more glue to secure some of these pieces now that everything's in place. But I love this one, especially with the pink. And the pink and the bird is gorgeous. And then that one, our little snowy cabin, our little mountains and a key, gold cream. And then we've got our another little bunny with a button. And then our little heart. So that is it, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if the video ended up being too long, please feel free to just speed me up. You can speed me up to 1.5 times the regular speed, and it doesn't make me sound freaky or anything. So I do that a lot. So please don't feel bad about that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.